Hello, welcome to My Life on Paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. And I am playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem, where each Friday we are given a recipe to use. I am using a sketch by Lisa Sikorsky with Scrap a Sketch. She has a Facebook group, and I will have that linked below. So I am using a Vicky Bouton like mixed media piece of paper, which is really nice and thick and holds all this nice wet medium. I first use the Distress Spray Stain and Prize ribbon, and then I go and follow that up with Distress Mica Stain and Winter Frost. And around the edges, um, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just kind of playing and having fun. Around the edges is Distress Oxide Spray and Tumbled Glass. Then I decided I don't want it so splotchy like that, so I did just take some packaging, scrunched it up, and then go around. You can see how wet the paper is. There's no warping. I mean, it's a really thick piece of paper, so it's really going to hold this, um, the wetness, not hold the wetness because it does dry, but it's just easy to play with then. It keeps it going. So this is where I have to take some patience and really work those colors kind of into this fun textured looking type blue blob in the background. So I really just keep going um until I'm happy and then I probably go a little bit more because I tend to stop too early when it comes to mixed media. But I'm learning this all because I just continue to play with it. I am in no way a connoisseur of mixed media, but here's how it looks when it's dry. Um, so I am following the sketch that's up in the right hand upper corner, and you can see my paper there. Um, I am using an old close to my heart collection called Magnifique. Um, and you can see there is a peacock. And I'm going to trim this one down to make the frame that you see in the sketch. And you're not going to even, I think you're not going to tell that it is, well, actually, you barely see any of it when I'm all done. So you will not tell in any way that this is a peacock. You will just notice it as patterned paper. So it is, I trim it down to 5 by 7, and then I will get my trimmer out and, I'm kind of sizing it up, making sure it's about the right size. And then I will make a frame of 1 inch around and then take out that middle piece. Did I forget to tell you the three ingredients? I can't remember. Okay, so the three ingredients are texture, blue, and wet medium. So the wet medium, I mean, I would imagine it was the spray, but I'm also going to bring in um, not a texture paste, like stencil butter, for my wet medium in a bit. So I'm not happy with my trimmer, and I know you can get it replaced. It's Fiskars, it's good for life. My blade keeps falling out. Now I should probably replace the blade. Um, but I love it because it's got that wire in it where you can see exactly where you're trimming. So now I've decided the background paper is just a little bit too long, so I'm going to trim it off. And then I'm going to put it into the frame. And I really want that background to sit within the frame, if that makes sense, that the brown paper there. And I'm going to glue it down without realizing it's not within the frame. And when I say within, I mean the upper and the bottom. It's overlapping the bottom. So when I figure that out, I will take that up and trim it off some more. So now I'm going to work on the right-hand side, and you can see in the sketch that there's kind of striped background paper, and it stops, and it has the title, and it starts again. So I'm going to do that, which I think is pretty darn cool, and which I've never really done on a layout before. So I'll use this paper and then um, lay down. I'm just trying to like eyeball where I want to trim it up on the bottom. But this is where I get distracted by the brown paper being, oh, no, I am gonna stick it down. Yeah, I'll fix that in a bit. I will trim some of the striped strip off on the right hand side to make room for the title, which is going to be cheer. Good cheer or cheers with so I could tell you about the picture. It was me and my friend Diane who we both went on that hike in England back in June. And this was before that we were training, and so we were stopping at a pub. Um, there, no, Still, I don't think I did still trim it down. Maybe I did. Anyway, um, stopped at a pub halfway through our walk to trial that out because that's what the plan was for England. So, we are having an adult beverage, and here is, I've already trimmed some off, but it wasn't enough. So I will get out my ruler and make sure that this is straight. I believe this is like a sewing, some kind of sewing type ruler, but I love it that it's nice and thick, um, and it's longer than 12 inches long. So I'll go ahead and trim the rest of that off and then get back to my picture. I think I've already snuck in and trim. Yeah, you can see trim some off the bottom so that now that brown piece, which was very important to me, is you can see a little bit of blue, the background above it and below it in between the frame. All right, I have three. Look at these three butter stencil butters. They're each gorgeous. They each match. I thought I was going to use one of each actually when I get my stencil out. Okay, here is some it's Frazzle and Ribbon from Color Rush Studio. Um, I have seen Crystal from Pineapple Papers use this, and I recently got some myself. And with the texture, I thought, ooh, this counts as texture. Now I know my stencil butter is going to count as texture too, but I thought maybe I could get that in there. And I'm just going to leave it there next to my layout while I use the stencil butter. So this little stencil I got free with my order from Shatney. She is on um she is on Etsy, and I will have her linked below in my favorites. And it's here where I decide I'm just going for it. I'm going to use the same blue all over the place, and I love it. I just love it. Um so I will make sure that I get the stencil going in different directions. And then I'm going to put them in the space where the hearts are on the sketch up there in the right hand corner. And I will make little like peaks and valleys. You'll see me smoothing it over in some spots, but I'll make little peaks and valleys because I know this might be my texture. So I want to make sure I'm following the rules. Here I'm going to place this one upside down, and there you see me flattening it out. And then once I get a good coverage, I'll again try to make some peaks and valleys and then pick it up. And I love the reveal. Ta-da! So now that the stenciling is dry, I go into my turquoise color box and I'll pick out some items. I've got these arrows from the Cricut. And I think it looks a little fuzzy, and I apologize for that, guys. Um, but I'm just gonna, oh, I have these hearts that I have done mixed media in the past. I do believe there was a Stamp It Like It's Hot challenge or prompt where we used a stamp and we used something other than ink, and I used the stencil butter in that other color. So I decided I was going to have to use those, which because it adds to the texture. I do take a frame and I'm going to layer that on the top side and the bottom side. If you're thinking about doing mixed media and you have not ever tried, I would encourage you to do it, and have a play. You don't have to have any kind of plan, just get some stuff on paper and see where it takes you. There's never a wrong way. If you don't like the whole 12 by 12 page, the way you do it, you can cut it into smaller pieces. But it's kind of therapeutic. So I have these Nicole Jones 911 printables, and they're the right color. I don't know what really made me, maybe it was the word texture that was like, I'm going to add some of the stencil butter to the flower. And at the beginning of when I started the layout, I was like, okay, you're not going to use any flowers because I've been doing all about that base pages, and I've been doing like flowers on every page. So, but once I saw these and I decided I was going to put the texture paste on, I knew they had to go on the layout. And it goes with, the blue stencil butter, but it also goes with those hearts, but it's a little bit different because it's not on white paper. It's on the printed color, which is like almost the exact same color. So I'm really kind of focusing on covering up the white pieces in the petals. And then I'll come in with stickers to go in the middle of the flower. And I'm not being precise, I'm just kind of dry brushing it on. I didn't want to put too much on or anything. But I do 3 of the flowers, 1 for each cluster. Then you can see my little LE Studio stickers stuck off to the left-hand side there. There are these little asterisks maybe that and they're a light blue, and I put them in the middle, and it kind of gives the look of the middle of the flower. I keep forgetting what I have. So, I do have some flare. The one on the right upper corner is a flare piece, and then I didn't have two to match that, but I have these canvas. I don't know what you call them, but I would call them canvas flare, but they're from close to my heart again. Um, Nothing recent, and I know they're out of business, but it's just something that I thought went well, and then I'm putting an LE Studio heart on it that matches the color of those asterisks. And so now I think I have all the pieces to my clusters. That little round piece I'm putting on next says winner, winner. Um, we were winning at training for our walk. Sometimes I find these perfect pieces that's like, where else would you use an item like that? So I had to get that on the page. Here is a random journaling spot. I can put a couple words on there. It looks kind of like a restaurant receipt, so that was pretty cool. I'll get some foam adhesive on the back of this heart. And then the rest of it is really just getting everything clustered. So just playing around with how it looks, trying to get them clustered together. I forgot didn't put any adhesive on there, so I'm going to use a little liquid glue. I will have the playlist listed below for Mixed Media Mayhem. I do believe it's all of them ongoing, so check them out. You can, go back and see all the old ones as well, but you will see a lot of talented people on that playlist, people that have been doing mixed media much longer than me and very well versed in it. Um, there is all different levels of mixed media. I'm definitely a more clean mixed media person, if there's anything such as like that. Clean mixed media really is an oxymoron, but I will try to bring back in that frazzle or ribbon again, just for a little bit more texture, but I just didn't want to force it. I think it probably could have gone into any one of those spots, but I'm leaving it off for a different layout. So thanks so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you have a fabulous day. Please come back and see me again soon.